Howdy folks, this is Justro here at Metcalf Mills bringing you Fun Fact Friday, because this day and time facts are hard to come by. But here at Metcalf Mills, they're coming at you. I hope you enjoy it. Now folks, a fun fact of today is going to be how I tie my boots. And I know y'all probably already know how to tie your shoes, but the way I do mine, I learned from an old timer that I growed up around. And he just had one hand. His right hand got shot off with a shotgun. He's crossing a fence. He's hunting. And he was crossing a fence with a shotgun, and somehow it went off and it blowed his right hand off. And he done everything with just one hand. He, on the other side, his right arm, he just had a, right back kind of where his wrist was, he just had a nub there. And he wore a sock over that nub all the time. But he had a leather loop on his chainsaw, his tiller, weed eater, everything he had a leather loop. And he worked as hard or harder than any other man I ever seen that had two hands, and he could get it done. And I learned how to tie my boots when I was probably 12 years old from him, and I've done it that way ever since. I guess just because it was different and because I loved him so much is why I done that. But I guess y'all know, if you've been watching me, I am a little different. I'm about 100 years too late, but I'm still right on time, I reckon. But anyway, I'm going to show you how I do this with one string. And I'm going to show you a picture of him just so you can see who I'm talking about here. Now right here, that's him right there. His name was Bill Allen. See if I can get this thing so it ain't reflecting so you can see it good. Hard to do. His name was Bill Allen, and he growed up with my grandpa on the same road they lived on. He growed up, he's a little older than my grandpa was, but he growed up with my grandpa and his family in the same community over on Indian Creek. And he was a real friend to me. I spent a lot of time with him. He taught me a lot about the olden days, and I was just so thankful for him. He was always real good to me when I was growing up, and I'd help him work and stuff when I could, and he's just so good. But anyway, you can't see it right there, but his right arm, as I said, it was he just had a nub over there. Most of the time, he kept it tucked in behind his overall bib if he was around a lot of people or something. But that's me sitting right there beside of him. I was probably, well, I'll tell you how old I was. I was 14 right there, about to turn 15. I had my hat, and I always wore overalls. I still like to wear them just about all the time. But, and that's another feller there beside of me, and then there's Daddy over here on the left. He's eating something, looks like there. And so I'll get to this and show you how I tie my boots, and I learned this from old Bill Allen. He was a good old feller, and I miss him very much, and I'm glad to share this with you. He always figured out a way to do whatever he needed to do with just one hand, and he done it. And he told a story one time of he was cutting pulpwood. He cut a lot of pulpwood when he was younger, and there's a man up the road from him cutting a boundary of pulpwood, and Bill would cut the same amount of pulpwood in a day's time as that man would with one hand, but the other man was using a horse to drag his pulpwood out, and Bill there was carrying it out on his back, what he could, and he got as much out as that other feller did in a day's time. So he was a hard worker. He always figured out a way to work. But anyway, I'll show you how he tied his boots, and it's how I tie them. Okay, you can see right here, what he done is he tied off one string down at the bottom there with just going through the eye, coming back around and going through, back through on itself, and it stays tight and it holds. And then just one string coming all the way up. And then from there on up, he would just take the one string and hook it, hook it, hook it, hook it, hook it, hook it, wrap it around twice if possible, once if not. But in this top eye right here, this eyelet, he would just go through there with it, pull it tight, go back up under, and then go back down through the loop that he's made right there. And just pull a little old simple knot like that. And that's how he tied them. And my boots never come untied that way. And it's real simple. And I say it's just one string. It's always just one boot string, but it's just one because the other end of it's tied off. You don't have two ends. But I'll show you again how that works. Just come up through there like that. You got it laced down here. Just come back and forth. I skip the first eyelets because when you move like this, that boot can flex right there, and it's a lot more comfortable for me anyway. You come on up to the top, wrap it around, go right through the eyelet from inside the boot, pull it tight, go under the string, the top string, all the way out, pull that little loop out that you've made there, and go down through that. And I just tuck it back in over here just to hold it up out of the way. But that's how we do it. All right, folks, that's it for Fun Fact Friday. How I tie my boots, how old man Bill tied his boots. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great weekend. Try to spend just a little bit of time this weekend watching Metcalf Mills videos, or if you ain't got nothing else to do, spend a whole lot of time watching them. Like this video if you will, subscribe, share it with your friends. This is Justro at Metcalf Mills. I look forward to seeing you next time.